They left us the coordinates, but not on maps. In alignment, frequency, sky code, you felt it, that pull when you stare too long at the stars, that ache in your bones that says you don't belong here. That's not madness, that's memory. Because the truth is, this place is not sealed, it's veiled. And the gate was never locked, it's just hidden from those who forgot how to look. Forget doorways in deserts or golden chariots. The real gate doesn't exist in space, it exists in resonance. The ancients didn't map the stars to explore, they mapped them to leave. And the pattern they followed wasn't straight lines, it was alignment, frequency ritual. When certain stars rose and the air shifted and the body remembered, that's when the soul could move through. Here's the dark part, the gate doesn't open for everyone. It opens for those who remember, who shed the synthetic, who carry no contracts, no attachments, no implants, the unbranded, the unbound, the ones who woke up in time. You can't fake your way through a soul gate, it reads you, it feels what you are. And if you're still plugged in, the gate closes like you were never there. If you want to find the gate, watch Sirius. Track the sky, learn the old calendars, not the ones we use now, but the ones built into stone, the ones that don't lie. Look for stillness, look east. And when the sky stops, just for a breath, and the twins rise before the blue one returns, be ready, because the stars don't wait, and the gate won't open again for a very, very long time. What you're seeing is a grid, a projection, a falsified firmament designed to replace the original blueprint. Why? Because if you can't see the true stars, you can't find the way out. They gave you constellations named by Rome, satellites that mimic movement, skylights that shift but never flicker. The real stars aren't the ones that twinkle, they're the ones that burn steady, the ones that won't follow the script. You want to find the gate? Ignore the noise, follow the still ones. They never wanted you to know that. Every myth speaks of gatekeepers. From Anubis to the cherubim with flaming swords, they weren't monsters. They were filters. The soul is tested before it leaves. Not judged, but read. That's why ancient initiates went through trials. They didn't just want knowledge, they wanted clearance. Because once you pass the watches, you hit the threshold. And you have to remember who you are, all of it, or you get recycled. Back here again, the gate isn't just a path, it's a mirror. Here's the part they erased. Some did make it out. They left signs for the others, carved into granite, etched in stone discs and copper plates. They left messages that only activate when you feel, not when you read. Some of those who found the gate didn't go to a better place. They broke orbit. They became echoes in the system, whispers guiding those who still search. Sometimes you hear them in dreams, sometimes in silence. They're not angels, they're reminders. There's a cycle to the gate, a rhythm, a pulse. And it's coming again. That's why the parasites are in panic. That's why the skies are spraying. Why the frequencies are blasting. Why the sun feels wrong. They're trying to scramble the signal before the alignment completes. The gate doesn't open with a bang. It opens with a knowing. A stillness in your bones, a glitch in the clock. A moment where time stands still and everything shifts. You'll feel it before you see it, like a frequency pressing against your skin, like the stars blinking out of sync. It won't look like a door, it might look like a storm, like a shadow moving the wrong way or a flash of light from inside your own chest. And when it calls you, there will be no time to pack, no time to ask. Just one breath, one choice, one step. The real question isn't where is the gate? It's, will you recognize it when it opens? Will you step through or freeze, bound by fear, still wearing the mask they gave you? And the next cycle won't be gentle. The gate isn't just about stars, it's about state. You can't reach it physically, you reach it by shifting your frequency to match the original exit code. And they've been scrambling that signal from the moment you were born. Fluoride in the water, white noise in the sky, false light from synthetic suns. All of it designed to keep you misaligned. So first, you have to untangle your field. No metal in the body, implants, vaxes, piercings and key meridian points. They all interfere with resonance. Return to natural cycles, sunrise, moonless nights, fasts sync to lunar eclipses. The ancients timed everything this way for a reason. Silence and salt, pure silence reboots the soul. Salt circles break false loops and open time pockets. Once your field is clean, you begin to feel what's real. Because the gate isn't shown, it's felt. It might appear as a dream, a shimmer, a magnetic pull eastward when the stars line up and the sky glitches. It might look like death, but it's not. It's exit. This sun is not the original. Ancient texts spoke of two suns, one warm, life-giving, golden, and one white and cold, installed after the fall. Ours pulses wrong, it's constant, unnatural. The original sun was tied to the rhythm of the soul cycle. It dimmed during gate alignments. It opened the veil, that's why they had to hide it. That's why they installed this one. to block the field, to keep the firmament sealed. But the real sun? It's still out there, on the other side of the gate. That's what the ancients followed. That's why they said to track Sirius in the east, because the real sun rises behind the blue gate. When you see a second sun, don't dismiss it. That's not a glitch. That's the lighthouse. The stars that form the gate, Sirius, Bellatrix, Aldebaran, Vega, they don't just shine, they pull. And when they form their rare cross pattern, when Vega returns to her rightful place, when Sirius rises blue before dawn, and when the moon disappears completely for 24 hours, that's the window. You'll feel it, your ears will ring, you'll wake up exactly at 3:33 a.m. You'll feel like you're being called east, even in your sleep. And if your soul is light enough, you'll step out of body without dying. The last step you must choose. Here's what no one tells you. You don't stumble through the gate, you choose it. You'll be tested one last time, offered one last fear, tempted by one last illusion. It might look like a loved one, a child, a god, a promise. But you'll have to walk through it, burn it. And beyond that fire, you'll see the real sky. It doesn't look like stars, it looks like memory. Because the gate isn't an exit to another world. It's the return to what you were before they broke you. Remember this, you're not lost. You're asleep in a maze they built around your light. But the way out was never sealed, only scrambled. Follow the real stars, clean your code, listen when the sky stills. And when the moment comes, don't hesitate, run. Because this time we don't come back. Nobody tells you this part because barely anyone remembers it. But the ones who do, they all say the same thing. It's not light, it's not dark, it's still like silence before creation, still like truth before form, still like the part of you that never broke. You won't see clouds or angels, you'll see structures of sound, geometries made of memory, voices that are yours but older, versions of you that never fell. And then you'll be asked, not by a god, by yourself, your original template, the undamaged one. You'll be shown what you carried, what you shed, what you still clung to that couldn't come through. And if you pass, you're given the choice. The 3 choices beyond the gate. But remember, very few pick this, but some choose to come back, not to live, but to rattle the cage from the inside. They are the glitches, the system breakers, the ones who speak in dreams and truth codes. You might be one of them already. Move to the outer realms, worlds untouched by the fall, places of real time, real stars, real bodies not grown in labs. The soul heals there, remembers full light, begins again as it was always meant to. Merge with the source current. This isn't death. This is completion. No name, no body, just frequency, singing your way into the original field where you came from. This is the true exit. No return, no karma, no identity, just everything. The gate is personal, but the frequency is universal. No one can walk through your gate for you, but the frequency that unlocks it, it's universal. It's encoded in certain words, certain tones, certain stones. That's why they took the old languages. That's why they buried the temples. They didn't fear belief, they feared activation. Because if you say the right words at the right time under the right stars, you remember. And once you remember, you can't be controlled. And once you can't be controlled, you leave a final whisper from the edge. You've always known this. Why do you think the stars called you when you were small? Why do you think you never fit here? Why do you think your dreams feel like instructions? Because you've walked this gate before. You just forgot, but memory is a weapon. And you're not here to be saved. You're here to awaken. So align. Watch the skies. Silence the noise. They always point you to Orion's belt, the 3 stars. Why? Because they want you distracted by the wrong gate. Because the belt is a decoy. A lock, but the shoulder, specifically Bellatrix, that's the real key. Bellatrix, the hidden star of the feminine path. Bellatrix is called the female warrior. Her name means she who brings victory. But not victory in war, victory over the false cycle, victory over illusion. In ancient priestess orders, Bellatrix was revered as the guide star for souls ready to return home. She doesn't shine like the others. She calls low frequency, internal. You don't see her, you feel her. The belt is bound to the grid. The belt, Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka, is what the pyramids were aligned to, yes. But here's the catch. That alignment came after the fall, after the system was hijacked, after the firmament was installed. They kept us looking there because the belt became part of the containment field. A rerouting loop, an astral checkpoint. You enter through the belt and you get recycled. Bellatrix points to the old gate. While the belt aligns you with this world, Bellatrix aligns you with the one before. Her angle points away from the false east and toward the true gate alignment. Sirius and Aldebaran, the soul corridor. Ancient shamanic roots began with Bellatrix. She was etched into the medicine wheels, painted in ochre above hidden cave systems, whispered in old chants you were never meant to hear. The shoulder carries the weapon. Metaphysically, the shoulder is where you carry your burden and your tools. Bellatrix is not passive. She holds the sword of exit. And when she rises at dawn with Sirius and the twins, it's time. That's the real trinity. Sirius, Bellatrix, Aldebaran. One opens, one guides, one clears. So why follow the shoulder? Because the belt keeps you spinning in circles, but the shoulder points to freedom. They mark the wrong stars on purpose, but your memory knows the difference. And if you feel the pull toward Bellatrix, it's not just astronomy, it's your map home. The code Jesus left behind. They told you the cross was death, but it was never about dying. It was about escaping the loop. The cross is a cosmic symbol, not just a Roman tool, but an astral alignment key. 4 points, 4 fixed stars, 4 cardinal gates. This is what Jesus was really showing us. The cross is the sky map. Look at the night sky during the ancient equinox alignments. You'll see a cosmic cross. Sirius in the east, Aldebaran in the west, Regulus in the north, Antares in the south. This isn't random. These are the 4 royal stars, guardians of the gate, each one tied to a quadrant of the soul's journey. The ancients built zodiacs, temples, and thrones around these stars because when they align, a gate opens. And what shape does their alignment form? A cross. Jesus didn't just die on the cross, he embodied the path through it. Arms outstretched, east to west, head and feet north and south. He was literally mapping the grid, showing us, this is the trap, this is the code, this is how you break it. He wasn't just pinned, he was positioned as a signal, as a message. He said, pick up your cross and follow me. That wasn't about guilt, it was about frequency. To pick up your cross means to align yourself with the star map, to bear the burden of remembrance, to walk the same coded path through the false world and then exit it. He walked the frequencies, faced the watchers, and instead of fear, he chose release. That's what resurrection really meant. Not coming back, but breaking the loop. Resurrection wasn't about coming back to life. It was about remembering who you were before death even existed, before pain, before karma, before names. Because this isn't about escaping death, it's about escaping the need to die at all. That's the real resurrection. Not a miracle, but a reset of the soul's original code. And that code, it's written in light, carried in stars, and activated when you remember the truth. You were never meant to stay here. The gate is real, the sky's the lock, and memory is the key. So the question isn't where's the gate anymore. It's are you ready to leave when it opens? Because this time you don't rise again, you rise out. One last thing before you go. Because when you rise out, it won't feel like flying. It'll feel like remembering everything all at once. The pain, the purpose, the trap, the plan. You'll look down on this place, not with anger, but with clarity. You'll see the loops, the lies, the ones still sleeping in the web. And maybe, just maybe, you'll whisper something back through the veil. A dream, a pull, a strange voice that tells someone else, look up. Because the ones who rise out don't just leave. They leave the gate open for the next one. And that's the real resurrection.